HVAC actuator recalibration, and a lot of people have these issues with these gears for the trucks, or it could be vice versa, and it basically just has to do with your actuator. It needs to be recalibrated. So to recalibrate it, and basically what happens is you'll turn on your AC or your air, and you'll get either hot air out of the driver's side and cold air out of the passenger side.
Is your car blowing hot air on one side and cold air on the other? The surprising culprit could be a tiny blend door actuator. In this video, I'll show you how to reset it at home using 3 simple methods. No mechanic needed. But which method is right for your car? Stick around to find out and save hundreds in repair costs. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Did you know that mechanics can charge as much as $500 just to fix a blend door actuator? It seems outrageous, doesn't it? Especially when, in a lot of cases, resetting this little part at home can cost you absolutely nothing. Yet, so many people throw away hundreds of dollars simply because they don't know how simple the solution can be. Let's be honest. Dealing with a faulty HVAC system in your car is one of the biggest headaches for drivers. Whether it's freezing air blasting you in the middle of winter or lukewarm air trickling out on a scorching day, these problems make every drive more uncomfortable than it should be. And it doesn't stop there. Uneven airflow, hot and cold air coming out of separate vents, or a system that refuses to respond entirely can leave you fidgeting with buttons while focusing on the road, making the whole experience just plain stressful. What makes this whole thing even worse is knowing how small and simple the blend door actuator really is. It's essentially a tiny motor that moves a flap inside your car's HVAC system to control airflow and temperature. That's right. It's that unassuming part dictating whether you get cool relief or feel like you're sitting in a sauna on wheels. And here's where things start to feel unfair. If it gets stuck or misaligned, most people automatically assume it requires a costly professional repair. Imagine this. You've spent hundreds of dollars booking the appointment, paying for diagnostics, and finally covering the repair costs, only to later discover that this fix could have been done right in your driveway using just a few simple steps. It's not just about the money, it's frustrating to realize you didn't need to go through all that hassle to solve such a manageable problem. But here's the good news. Resetting a blend door actuator is something you can do on your own. In fact, there are 3 proven methods to recalibrate this part depending on your car's setup and situation. For example, one person shared on an online forum how they managed to fix their car's temperature issues in less than 5 minutes by using a button sequence built into their vehicle system. And this kind of success story isn't rare. Many drivers who are willing to try DIY solutions have been able to save themselves a small fortune. So why do so many overlook these easy fixes? It often comes down to lack of information. Thankfully, that's about to change. Each of these 3 methods has its own advantages, and you'll soon have everything you need to figure out which one is perfect for your car. The best part? None of them involve expensive tools or advanced skills. Now that you know why this small part can cause such big problems, let's dive into the easiest and most effective reset methods. The first method involves using your car's HVAC control module, a reset technique that takes advantage of built-in diagnostic systems available on many modern vehicles. Here's how it works. Start by turning your ignition to the on position without starting the engine. From there, you'll enter diagnostic mode by holding a specific combination of buttons on the HVAC control panel. The exact button sequence can vary depending on your car, so you'll want to check the vehicle manual for the details. For example, many GM vehicles require holding the Auto and Recirculate buttons for about 10 seconds, while Dodge models may use the AC and Recirculate buttons. When done correctly, you might hear a click or notice a flashing light, which signals that the system is recalibrating. This process takes only a minute or 2, and you may even hear the actuator adjusting as it realigns itself. Once it's complete, switch off the ignition and test the HVAC system for consistent airflow and accurate temperature control. While precise, this method demands a bit more familiarity with your car system, making it best for drivers who don't mind consulting their manual. If the button sequence sounds complicated, the fuse removal reset is a simpler alternative. This method focuses on resetting just the HVAC system without affecting other electronics. Start by turning off the car and locating the HVAC fuse in your panel. It's usually labeled as HVAC or climate control.
You're gonna come out to the engine fuse box. You're gonna search for your fuse, which says HVAC. With everything off, you're gonna pull that fuse out for 10 to 15 seconds. And then you're gonna put that fuse back in. You see on mine right here, it's a little torn up because I've had to pull it out to actually do the recalibration. So
carefully pull the fuse out and wait about 1 to 2 minutes before reinserting it. When you restart your car, the system begins a fresh calibration. A Hyundai owner on a forum shared how this exact method resolved a frustrating hot and cold air mix issue in their Sonata. It's a straightforward option, especially for beginners. Finally, there's the battery disconnect reset, useful when deeper electrical glitches are involved. Disconnect the battery, starting with the negative terminal, then wait 10 to 15 minutes for the entire system to fully discharge. Reconnect the terminals, restart the car, and test the system. It's thorough but may reset other features like your radio presets. Each method has its strengths. Now, what if these don't quite fix it? Let's explore next steps. Sometimes, resetting the blend door actuator isn't the magic fix it seems to be. But that doesn't mean all hope is lost. You're not automatically looking at a costly visit to the mechanic. Often, what's needed is a bit more troubleshooting. And the good news is, most of it can still be handled at home if you know what to look for. So why might a reset fail in the first place? One common reason is worn actuator gears. Inside the actuator is a tiny drive gear that allows it to move the blend door. Over time, this gear can crack, strip, or even break completely, leaving the actuator unable to function, reset or not. In one case, the gear was cracked all the way through to the shaft, a problem that required either gear replacement or swapping out the entire actuator to fix. Another possible culprit is that the actuator wasn't aligned properly when it was installed. If the gear doesn't line up perfectly with the blend door shaft, the entire system struggles to operate, and no amount of resets will fix that until the alignment gets corrected. Another issue could be debris. Dust, leaves, or even small objects can build up inside your HVAC system, physically blocking the blend door's movement. If the door can't open or close all the way, the airflow and temperature won't adjust properly. Keeping your air filter clean and routinely maintaining your system is key to preventing this kind of buildup. A step that's often overlooked but makes a big difference. If mechanical options sound intimidating, a hands-on example might encourage you. One driver shared a story about installing a new aftermarket actuator, but finding no improvement. Instead of assuming the part was faulty, they manually adjusted its gear to line it up with the blend door correctly. That small, precise tweak solved the issue completely. Still, some situations call for professional help, like persistent electrical problems or failures to detect voltage at the actuator plug. But even then, spending time up front on these diagnostic steps could save a lot when consulting a mechanic later. Now that you've got a roadmap for deeper troubleshooting, let's wrap up with some final advice for keeping your HVAC system in check. The blend door actuator is small, but ignoring it can lead to bigger problems and expensive repairs. Luckily, resetting it yourself is a quick solution that can save you hundreds of dollars. Whether it's using the HVAC control module, fuse removal, or battery disconnect, these methods are simple enough to try at home. If one doesn't work, the next might, and additional troubleshooting tips like checking gears or inspecting wiring can catch issues early. Regular maintenance, like changing your cabin air filter, also prevents future problems. If this video helped, like, subscribe, and share, your car and wallet will thank you.